Hey friends, Dustin here. You're watching the Life of Lynn channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Quick little reshoot on the intro because the one I had already shot for this video was so windy you couldn't hear me. So here it all is again, real quick like, and don't click away, I got an important message in this one. Today's Homestead Wednesday. We're going to go ahead and give you a full episode because, well, it's the first half of May and that is planting season for most people in the Northern Hemisphere, really. I've already got the potatoes in the ground today, well, yesterday when I shot this intro. We started with onions, worked our way all the way up through the corn and the beans. I, this year, have 4 gardens started and an entire plot of peas and orchard grass as well. We're also trying rotational grazing with movable electric fences, that sort of thing. And we've split our pastures into 4 different sections now, so we're going to rotate on those. They're about 3 acres apiece, and I got 4 of those, so that's going to help out with the cows. So, a lot has been going on. I'm in the $2,800 fifth wheel remodel right now. Still a lot of work to do, but you know, the last week we've had to pause because it is serious time to get ready for planting. And what better time than 2024 for preparedness, guys? Just think about it. Like, the world is A, B, C, D, just the list keeps going crazy right now. There's a lot of problems out there, and I want you guys to all be independent of the system. I want you to be resilient to what's going on in the outside world, and that means trying to do as much stuff as you can on your own. And I was thinking about that this morning because I was eating freshly baked sourdough bread that my wife had just made over some eggs that just came out of the chicken coop, and realized that, you know, we're really sustainable here, but we still have a lot of work to do. You know, I've never grown wheat, so I purchased like a 5-pound sack of wheat and barley and oats and some other things, so we're going to practice growing that. That would be an interesting thing. I actually have a friend of ours that lended us a mechanical sieve so we can, you know, be like the Grim Reaper and actually harvest our own wheat. As for threshing, I'm not sure how we're going to do that. But there's just so many things out there that we rely on around the world. There's a lot of that 24-hour constant refilling of shelves at grocery stores, and you know, within 2 days, if those shelves aren't getting refilled, they will be empty. So that's something to think about, guys. You know, if you do anything this month, let's try to grow something on your own, and then let me know down in the comments what you guys are doing, because I think the more that we can be independent from the system, the better we all are going to be. So that's my quick little message. It is the beginning of May, and it is Homestead Wednesday here, doing a full episode, and it was pretty breezy, so I'm just going to cut to the chase. I've planted a ton of stuff out in these gardens, and it is going really well so far. Got a lot of compost that we were working with here a couple weeks ago. That's 2 years old. That's all the old house scraps, chicken scraps, you know, cow manure, everything that's been mixed together, let it sit out in the sun for 2 years. It's nicely baked and it's turned into an amazingly rich soil. And I went ahead and amended all the gardens with it. Got some new sprinklers out there installed as well. Got 3/4 inch ones that are really getting the water down, which is important because the wind carries it so bad out here. So if I have a non-windy day, I need to be putting water down. I need to be putting it down fast so I can get that sprinkler moved to the next spot, because it takes about 3 days to water all the gardens here. So every 3 days is a constant cycle. And with the wind drying things out, we're going to try to amend the soil even more. We're going to be borrowing a wood chipper and chipping up all the tree branches and stuff that are around the property and layering that in between the rows. And that's also going to make more organic material for next year for the gardens. So let's get to it. Let's plant our 2024 Homestead Garden. accomplished. Just gotta do this like 4 more times and then, you know, plant everything still. But let's set up the water as soon as I finish. Okay, I may have kicked the camera over and did 5 hours of work that I couldn't do a fast, speedy, walkie back and forthy video. You know, one of those. Anyway, this is all planted now. Yep, so we got brome, orchard grass, and we got some field peas in there, all raked in, fertilized, and watered already. So yeah, several hours worth of work right there. Gonna make a nice area here for the goats or whatever animal needs to munch on that stuff. Onions, those were done, you saw that. Hey, look, all this is done. We've got rows of zucchini here. Got some broccoli on the back end, summer squash over there. Got a row of spinach, got a row of lettuce, got a row of cucumbers, got a whole bunch of eggplants through here, and we have an entire row of cabbage there as well. The whole perimeter in a V shape is nothing but sunflower seeds, leftover seeds from what we grew last year. Same with that garden there, because the wind always comes from pretty much that direction when it's blowing really hard. So that'll be a wind block for the garden on this side. Plus it's going to have yellow flowers all the way around the edge. That'll draw in our pollinators. You know, this is my 3rd year doing this. I'm getting slightly better. I'm not great, slightly better, but it's coming along. All right, let me show you how this little planter works. It's just a hand push model. It's got a little belt on it. The front wheel turns this little rotating auger piece in there. Has little cups that are the size of the seed you're using, so it's got, the cups are interchangeable. Then it drops down through the chute here at the bottom, pushes it in the ground, the chain comes back, covers it up. This back wheel packs it down. This is really handy when you got fairly large gardens. And I'm just about ready to do sweet corn now. I already got the Jimmy Red in, and we'll talk about that here in a second, but let's take a look how this thing operates. Like that. So out here, all the seeds we plant, all organic or heirloom type seeds. That way we can harvest and regrow, especially with the corn. That only took 3 years of Jimmy Red to do that whole half. And since the sweet corn, which is golden bantam, it's a little bit smaller, maybe five years of corn was enough seeds to do, what was that, 50 by 70 feet or so? It's not a small garden. But things are coming in pretty good. Time to start weeding already. Look at the potatoes over here. Looking real sharp. Got some little weeds popping up. Gonna have to hit those with the hoe. Got all that over there. That's gonna be all planted in orchard grass, brome grass, stuff that I can feed to the animals. I can rotate the goats and stuff onto that as well. Over here, field peas and orchard grass. That's just gonna be a nice grassy path around here. Got a ton of squash. Everything over here, that's all planted in all these hills. That's going to be our hot garden. We're going to put a dome over that. That's going to be tomatoes and peppers, that kind of stuff. Stuff that likes the hotter weather that can really go for an extra month after, you know, it starts to frost here. We lose so many tomatoes that are just little green ones still, and they never got big enough. So that's that. This garden looking pretty stellar, all planted. Don't have a whole lot left to plant, and we got stuff coming up already. Onions have just started to peek out in just the last 2 days. Look at that little guy there. Very nice. So a great start to the 2024 garden season. Let's keep the wind down for a second. Maybe you can hear me. Let's hope and pray we don't get any hail this year. That has wiped out gardens in the past, or at least stunted their growth so bad that it greatly reduced their yields. But so far I'm pretty excited. Right now I'm standing in our portable goat fence. We're going to be using them as lawnmowers this year. So we're just going to keep rotating that down this giant field of grass here so they can munch on that, return fertilizer to the soil, and we won't have to mow. So lots of good things there. We'll have meat and milk from those goats. The ecosystem is really coming around out here. I've been using compost and manure from our animals here that have been cooking for 2 years now. So we have a natural cycle of compost finally. We're no longer bringing in outside fertilizers and that sort of thing. to try to get the soil balanced. Gonna be probably planting an orchard somewhere over here, maybe down there, in the near future. I don't know. Trees are expensive, so one thing at a time. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys are planning in your 2024 gardens. I hope you all have a blessed day. Thank each and every one of you. God bless you, and we will see you in the next one.